Oh my gosh, look at you. Whoa, you accomplished all that and figured that out all by yourself? Oh my gosh. See, this is what I instilled in you. This is exactly what I taught you to do. See, I just knew that what I was doing was right. You guys, now you're thinking like me. Now you're doing things exactly the way I would have done it. See, that's what I was looking to instill in you. Why are you taking credit for my decisions and how I'm showing up and the decisions I'm making in terms of what you're saying you're proud of? Also, why are you taking credit for me and my personal independence I'm developing and my personal independent character that's independent from you? I'm not trying to be like you. I'm trying to discover who I am by making my own choices that's independent from you. It just so happens that we happen to align with something that you're saying you would agree with, but please don't take credit for my choices that I'm making for myself, and please give credit where credit is due. Credit is due to me, not to you. You were a part of the guidance in this process. You were not a part of the official decision making. That was still my choice at the end of the day. Please do not rob me of a moment that I'm meant to be using for my personal celebration of growing my own individual and independent character from you as a moment for you to take for yourself as a sense of pride that you had something to do with it when it was still my choice at the end of the day. What are you talking about? If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have even considered doing what you just did. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be looking in that direction. I think you should be giving me where credit is due. I'm the one that happened to help you get to this area of where you were able to make that decision in the first place. And plus, with all the knowledge that I shared with you, of course you're going to make a decision that I know that I would make. Therefore, I deserve the credit for the fact that you made a decision you chose to make. I deserve credit for the autonomy you're developing for yourself. I deserve that credit. I deserve credit for the character development you're creating for yourself because I am actually helping you build it through how I am teaching you. You giving me guidance does not give you permission to claim a position on telling me that my personal independent character development moments include you. Those are moments for me, and they are built off of me and my choices. They're not supposed to be seen as me building off of you, because if they were, that means that I'm building my character off of what you want to see me doing instead of what I want, which means if I were to be building my character and my autonomy off of things you would be doing, I'd be trying to live exactly like you instead of living the way I want to be living, just to please you. So I guess then the question comes down to, if I didn't make that decision, would you still be taking credit for my character development if I made a different decision and praising it the way you are? Or would you act completely different and take no credit at all and blame me for a decision that's independent from what you would have made? Because then if you did have a different response, that's not only you abandoning the original statement that you originally said to me about you deserving credit for a decision, but then you also admitting that you don't want to take part in an area of my life I made a decision on, because now you don't agree with something and you don't want to take credit for something that actually is now independent of you. Do you see where I'm going with this? Honestly, I think this is the end of the conversation because, quite frankly, I don't know how I would have responded. But ultimately, I know that I can take credit for your character development because I'm the one that raised you, I'm the one that taught you, I'm the one that guided you. So therefore, I'm the one that is the cause of why your character is developing the way it is. And that actually has nothing to do with you because, yeah, you made the decision, but I'm the one that was your guide. Therefore, I am the reason your character developed the way it did, not you. You're just a part of that process. I'm the one that's supposed to be guiding you. Therefore, I can take credit for your character development. Right, so what you're saying is you're willing to take credit when it's convenient for you, and when it's convenient for you to celebrate something you agree with. But when it comes to something you disagree with, that's a different story entirely. Because you're playing this game of choosing when you want to claim that you're a part of this part of my character development and when you're not, when the real reality here is you actually have no right to claim that the way I develop myself has anything to do with you, because you taking away that praise from me, of praising me for making a decision for myself, and you're trying to joint it to your guidance instead of giving me credit where credit is due because I made a decision for myself independent of you. You'd rather joint things when it's convenient for you so that you can still feel like you contributed in some way to my character development, because you're in a sense trying to live through me instead of giving me the space to grow into my own autonomy without seeking your acceptance or approval. This approach can lead somebody to consistently seeking approval from the person praising them because of how much they're praising them in the category of them then seeking acceptance psychologically from the person they keep getting praise from. And as the person gets older, instead of them learning to praise themselves for the choices they make for their character development, they're going to consistently keep reapproaching the person, praising and taking credit for the choices they make for themselves. And if there's a day where the person doesn't approve of their choice, that person becomes insecure because that praise is no longer there. It's a reinforced psychological behavior of seeking approval as a person is learning to become comfortable in their own decision making, independent of the person that's raising them. And then where does that end? Look, I know you can think for yourself. That's why I raised you to be that way. But that doesn't mean I still can't take credit for the fact that you are developing into your own person. I'm not going to allow you to continue to take credit for decisions I choose to make that develop my character because you happen to be proud of it. I'm going to celebrate myself. I'm not going to fall into the trap of waiting for you to celebrate me and take credit for something that I know I'm meant to be celebrating and giving myself credit for, not the person that was guiding me. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, this is my life. These are my choices I am making. And you're supposed to be giving me that space to grow into getting comfortable making these decisions independent of you, regardless whether you agree with them or not. You're not supposed to take credit and rob me of my moment of experiencing celebration for myself that I am learning to get comfortable making decisions for myself independent of you. That is my point with this conversation. When you celebrate me, do not rob me of my moment of recognizing and practicing that my character development has something to do with you. Every choice I make comes from me, not from you. And therefore, I'm not looking for your approval when I make decisions for myself that I'm learning to become comfortable with. But I can see that you don't want to look at things that way. And that is your prerogative. But if that's the case and you're not willing to see it that way, my boundary with you is to stop taking praise for choices I make that's independent of you, regardless whether it's something you agree with or not. Because those moments are meant for me to celebrate myself and my own independent mind as I am growing my own independent autonomy from you. I'm not trying to grow up to be like you, and I'm not growing up to be approved by every decision and choice I make by you or anybody. That is the whole point of you needing to hold space for me while I practice celebrating my choices when I make them, personally for myself. That's the end of this conversation for me.